Public debt can crowd out private investment and threaten economic growth through higher long-term interest rates, higher inflation, and higher future distortionary taxation. And that's why today we'll be looking at Nigeria being fourth on the top debtors list in the world. And remember that we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can send us your comments and what you feel about what we will be talking about today. I am Lois Chiraki, and I have Solomon Sambo Sabi with me. Good morning.
Good morning, Lois. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine.
So what do you feel about Nigeria being on the top list of debtors in the world?
Well, it's not a surprising thing, looking at how, like I always say, policy somersault, lack of consistency in government policy, once you see that, be rest assured, you don't need a prophet or a magician or an angel to come and tell you that you are moving towards economic crisis, because this is what we're really diving into. Because any country that is very adamant looking at her policies when it comes to borrowing, when it comes to spending, when it comes to priority to her projects and what have you, you know that already the government is planning to dive into a recession.
Just like on the papers this morning, we've seen that Nigeria is preparing to enter a third recession in 7 years, which I don't think it's a good record for us as a country and for our GDP and economic growth, because we've experienced recession in 7 years twice already, and then thinking about entering another recession again. I wonder how already Nigerians are living below the dollar, below $1, which is 700 and something naira right now. And then imagine going into another recession that will even plunge more people below that that rate. And then we are trying to look at the implications of us being in debt as a country, how it will affect our economic growth, how it will affect our investment from foreign countries, how it will affect infrastructure, and all these things that will come into play. In August 3rd, report says Nigeria could run out of cash in the next 5 months. That if you count the next 5 months from August, we have September, October, November, December, and January. So in the next 5 months, it's being said that we might run out of cash in this country. And then, the finance minister has been summoned to bring reports of fuel subsidy from 2013 to 2022. And in my mind, I was like, okay, is it that they've not been auditing this report since from 2013 to this point? Why won't we run out of debts at the end of the day if these things are not even checked? Run into debt rather. Thank you for that. If we don't check some of these things, because oil is the mainstay as far as we are concerned in this country, and everything about fuel or the oil, let me use the oil rather, it should be strictly checked, because we have had issues about the subsidy. Recently, it was said that the government was going to remove fuel subsidy so that the Nigerians would take care of the bills themselves and all of that. But we saw that from the report is going to take more Nigerians into poverty, and then we've seen the high prices of food and other commodities. And this thing now is coming into play. And I don't know how it's going to go, us being the fourth ranked, because there is India, there is Vietnam as fifth, we are fourth, India is first. And then from the report, these other countries have paid back some certain percentage, while we have increased our own with 11.11%.
That's alarming. That's where I said, you know, it all boils down to government policies and then priority to certain things about life. People around the globe borrow to fund infrastructure in the sense that they know that those infrastructures will bring income to the country, will generate revenue to the country, and by so doing they now have a plan of paying those debts, or reducing rather. But in our own case, what are we borrowing for? It will amaze you that Nigeria as a country borrow money to pay salary. Where is it done? Where is it done? You borrow. That means after having budget, after having your budget, what you want to spend, you are trying to tell people that you are not a good manager. Because by just this, you are trying to tell us that you are spending more than your income. And that is wrong. Even in just take a family unit. Imagine a father, a wife, and then 2 children. The moment you start, how can you meet up with certain needs? Definitely you have to borrow. That's when you find out like people borrowing, meeting people, borrowing this, borrowing that. At the end of the day, you find out that the father or the mother find it difficult to even go to the society, because any corner you follow, you see somebody that you have collected something. So I'm just trying to use this small unit to just make an example that people can easily relate. Then you find out life becomes difficult for you. You can't relate well. You can't go out. Anytime you are psychologically, mentally, name it, you are not stable. And then take it to the country. This is what is happening to us. Because at the end of it, okay, the government now is looking at the masses. Okay, look at the high level of the inflation now. Look at the high cost of commodity. People are still living the same. People are still collecting the same salary. Nothing has been increased. Nothing.
I know. You remember we talked about when the federal government added the.
Producing nation, such to say, we are consuming nation, and then everything, common toothpaste, toothpick, biro, you import, and with this kind of rate, what do you expect? If you spend, you buy dollar at this particular amount, like 700 exchange rate. Import, definitely you make your calculation,
of course,
and then you make profit. Like the Hausa adage will say, "Ana koko do riba." You understand? The normal pap that they do, to sell. You do that not because you just want to sell pap. You do that so that you make profit out of it. So us going this way, I am telling you, we will wake up, because I watched one prominent person yesterday. He was talking to the gathering of youth. He said it is high time for the youth to take their place and change the narrative of this country, because nobody should intimidate you. Nobody should tell you otherwise, and nobody should give you any different story that this country, everything will work out, give us time, and no.
That was why in the opening I did, I don't, yesterday or the day before yesterday, government is not, we're not supposed to be afraid of government. Government should be afraid of us.
Yes,
because
yes.
we are the people, we are the government. Like, if we say we don't want it, I don't think they will be there. And we have a constitution that has stated that if the government is not doing what is supposed to be done, they can vacate the seat and we bring someone else. But this is not even the issue now, because we have looked at the issue of impeachment, but today we are looking at the issue of death.
Yes,
because
but you see, it is high time when our elite, people of high places, begin to speak like this, that the youth will listen.
Yes.
Because prior to now, even the elders, the good ones, are even afraid. Let me put it that way. Is it that they are afraid or they are ashamed? I don't really know. But it's better to be late than never. When we hear people like that talking to the youth and saying, yes, you can take your destiny. Your destiny is in your hand. You can change the narrative. Things that you don't want, say it out. That's exactly what that person is saying. Things you don't want, things that are not working, speak out, change things. You see, for instance, now, okay, let me just read this, because we are now planning to go to recession. And as we lay the preamble, it depends on how government see and then prioritize her issues on how to go about things.
Yes.
Like just this simple example that you can't just go and borrow to take loan. To pay salaries. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and you can't spend more than your income. And if you look at it now, what is happening? We are almost spending everything we are generating as a country.
And that's why I say in the next 5 months we might even run out of cash in this country, which is it's not even reasonable, you know.
Giant of Africa. And
it's being even said that the NNPC have not remitted monies that are supposed to be like I said earlier, we depend solely on oil as our mainstay in this country. And that's why I said any issue about this oil money or whatever it is it's being called should be checked very well. Like, it should be audited. Like, all this monies from the oil should be given to and be used properly the way it should. Look at some of this our senators and all these people that are being given huge amounts of money for I don't know what, but
I don't have problem with the money that the members of the National Assembly collect. What I expect from them is doing the needful, doing the right thing, because they are being saddled with the responsibility. They are the check and balance of this country. They are the ones that approve this budget. Sometimes they increase, sometimes they reduce. That means, and if you look at it, they are the representative of the people. They are the people that are coming from the grassroots. They know what the masses need. But at the end of it, you see it is the reverse. Reverse is the case. What they want as elites, that's what they do. They don't care of what the masses want. And that is why you find out we are putting ourselves in this problem, in this problem as a country and as region and as individual. Because, okay, let me just read this quickly. Since the recession experience in 2016, Nigeria has struggled with a higher debt correlation, higher debts. That said, revenues ratio as revenue slide in direct correlation with the fall in the oil prices. Nigerian government spent about 2.45 trillion Nigerian naira in debt services in 2019, out of total revenue of 4.1. Look at what we are spending. Look at what we spend then, 2.45. Debt servicing alone. And then out of the total revenue of 4.1 trillion, That is, you can put it in percentage like 59.6% debt service to revenue ratio. The rising cost of Nigerian debt profile breached a new milestone, with a country's debt service as a percentage of revenue rising to 83% in 2020. And then it goes to say, this suggests that 83 of the revenue generated in 2020 was used. That's 83% of the revenue was used to meet the debt service obligation, and this is worrisome.
It's really worrisome. It's really worrisome.
To service domestic debt, the government spent 1.76 trillion in 2020, as against the budget of 1.87 trillion. Did you get that? 1.76 against the budget of 1.87.
That is huge.
It's alarming. It's alarming and scary. And then every now and then you will now see the presidency, sending a letter of looking for approval in the National Assembly. That's why I said the National Assembly is a check and balance. You are not supposed to be there as rubber stamp. You check these things. What is the budget? Because if you say this is the budget and this is what you are spending, then they should know that something is wrong. This is what we approve. Why are you spending this amount? Why are you borrowing this? The problem of this country is that we don't monitor some of these things. That's why you find out. You said, okay, that's why some Nigerians are calling that the National Assembly should be scrapped, because National Assembly are the ones supposed to check even the executive. And then the executive are spending this much, and they are bringing money to justify why they are spending. And then you are not seeing it on ground, and you are the representative of the people.
And at the end of the day, they look at issues that are not even worth it. They're not even
relevant. That's what I said. The issue of priority.
Yes.
What's their priority? Things that matter to them. When you talk about now they want to buy new cars for the National Assembly members, they want to
renovate the National Assembly.
They want to review the wardrobe allowance. They want to review their sitting allowance. That's when you will see a certain motions or a certain bill being passed within 2 or 3 weeks, and you ask yourself, there are so many bills that are being thrown out. There are so many bills that are lying there, passing the first reading, some second reading. They are just there. They are not even giving the attention. So you ask yourself, where are we going as a country with this report that is coming? Nigeria as number 4 in the world when it comes to issue of debt. Something is wrong.
Report is saying that Nigeria nears economic collapse and that external reserves down to $15 billion, contrary to what CBN has reported of $36 billion clean. And they said it's not rocket science. If NNPC does not pay into these reserves, the numbers will not improve, since we hardly make money from other sources. Like you said, we are not a producing country. We are consumers. And if this oil that is our mainstay is not being checked, like I've been saying since, I don't think we will have enough money to even do anything in this country. And that's why we keep on borrowing and borrowing. We've borrowed from China, and then issues came out. And then somebody brought a joke that and said one day Chinese will come and say they are taking us to their countries to be slaves because we borrowed from them.
I think we will take time and check our number population, and then we check how much this country has borrowed so far, and then we calculate per head and then share. Then every Nigerian will now see how much he's supposed to pay back and when these people comes for their money. It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's really not funny.
But if you look at the way the leaders are going about that is why it is high time Nigerians should start speaking. We should start talking, because we can't continue like this, Lois. We can't continue like this. Okay, now we are moving into we are in an electioneering
political season
that a lot of money bags will be crisscrossing the country.
It has been crisscrossing, when you talk about the primaries and all of that.
Yes,
and now campaigns will soon start. They will soon start campaigns, and then enough of that will even come out.
Yes, that is why you see when President Muhammadu Buhari presented the last this year's budget, and then he talked about the number of monies that Nigerians will borrow, the number of money, the amount, that Nigeria will spend in servicing and foreign debt. And it's alarming. This particular member of House of Representatives came out and said, for how long are we going to continue like this? He said this government, the first thing that they promise us is to fight corruption. And based on that campaign promise, that is what even brought them. The corruption is really eating us deep, that people are even almost richer than the country. And you begin to wonder where is the source of their money. And then you start asking. Now this person is asking. He said, you go out to borrow this money as a government, and you think it's okay, and then a civil servant is residing in a house, personal house that worth 100 million. He said, how?
It's really a question to ask.
Yes.
How?
Civil servant, not a business person. Civil servant. How? In the city of Abuja, to even shock you, some Port Harcourt, some Lagos. And he asks, how?
And funny thing, we have EFCC and all other agencies that can checkmate all of those things.
Where the ICPC, where the EFCC, like we said. He said, if we can follow these corrupt people in this country, he said, we know them. Because they are not living elsewhere. They are living within us. We know. Follow these people and collect everything that they stole from the government. If you allow, if you want, allow them to go free. But collect those money, service those debt, and fund your own, budget with it. He said it is possible. It is possible. And I agree with him. Since that day, this man really captured my heart, because he's one stand out.
And some of these people are the people when they stand up in the house to say something reasonable, they're the ones being shut down and then
or being laughed at.
Yes,
look at
them
them
as
as comedians
and
in the
make
house.
A caricature of you.
Yes,
those are some of the issues, But when we have enough of this kind of people in the house, and they stand up for what they want and stand up for what the people of Nigeria want, I think we'll go a long way. We'll not even be talking about being ranked fourth in the debtors list of the world.
Look at the money this elite are spending in paying school fees of their children out there. You can imagine. Look at the bill that one of the member of the House of Representatives presented. That every public office holder should not allow their children to go to private school. Yes. They should remain in public school. These are people that you look out for in this country, and then give them mandate and give them leadership. These are people that we think for the masses.
And talking about him saying they should not go to private schools, they should be in public schools. And we are still talking about us being on strike. And then the Minister for Labour, Chris Ngige, has said, because of this debt issue, he has said that these striking lecturers are wasting their time because of the debt. Nigeria cannot even fund what they want. So it's just really very funny. But
we
I
are
want
watching,
to take this
and Nigerians are enlightened, and
yes.
Nigerians are ready to change the narrative.
Yes.
Because we know that good governance in this country is possible. It is possible for New Nigeria. The only thing that we need to do is just figure out those people that you know that they have the capacity and they have the masses and they have the interest of this country at heart. These are the people that will bring them on power and they will change the narrative.
Yes, and that's why Echo Television has taken it upon itself to bring up the governorship debates that will be coming up on the 13th of August. That's on Saturday in the Plateau. So that you can see the candidates for each of these parties and know who you want to support, who you want to vote for, who you feel should take this state. It's not the whole country anyways, but at least the charity begins at home. So when we start from here, we can take it even further to the whole of Nigeria. So do well to keep a date with us on Saturday and see the debates. You can watch it live on Facebook, on YouTube, and it will be live on Echo Television. And you can see what these candidates that you are supporting, their antecedents, what they plan to bring to the Plateau, and what their promises to the Plateau. So I think this is going to be very important. This is key.
It's going to be massive. It's going to be interesting. And I think it's the way to go. You know, let's begin to engage these people. They have us at heart. They want to lead us, you know, and some of them you find them spending a huge amount of money buying forms simply because they want to represent you, and you begin to ask what kind of love that this person have, and he would go ahead to buy, you know, form to represent you. So if they are coming like that, we want to know what they are bringing on the table, what they want to do different, so that it's not going to be the business as usual. We want to do road, we want to give you light, we'll give you water, we want to pay salary.
Well, let's take the comments we have on Facebook. I can really see the name, something Johanna. I'm sorry. Good morning, Echo Television. I am watching you live from Niger State. God bless you guys for your excellent Nigeria economy analysis. We are grateful for this wonderful comment. And you can keep a date with us tomorrow where we'll bring another fresh episode of Nigeria Now, where we talk about issues. And thank you, Solomon Sambo, for doing this with me. I remain Lois Chiraki. Be kind to one another and see you tomorrow.